Friday, y'all. Welcome to the best damn movie channel on planet Earth, the John Campea channel, John Campea Show, coming to you live on our YouTube channel. John is still in Vegas with Ann, so I am in the captain's chair today. I'm your host, Chris Carr. It is an awesome pleasure to be here as we talk about movies, movie news, all sorts of good stuff, the greatest stuff in the world, like the Muppets celebrating their 30th anniversary of Muppet Christmas Carol. Hands down, the best Christmas film ever made, in my humble opinion. But while we're here talking about good things, we have to talk about one of the best things in the world, my buddy, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Well, thanks for that.
You're welcome. You've got dad approval now, so.
Wow, I got dad. Her dad approves of me.
Yeah.
He's
a fan.
Which is great, because if somebody in Texas approves of you, that's double the approval.
Yeah, because we judgy.
It's true. Mm-hmm. And of course, they did shoot Logan's Run in Texas.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh,
They shot it in Dallas and in, where's the Water Garden? In right outside, it's like 30 minutes away from Dallas. The
like
steps in the Water Garden, maybe Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Water Garden.
Up my Texas knowledge.
Anyway, I forget.
Sanctuary.
It's a long time ago. But anyway, I'm here.
Yeah. We also have Ray Ora here, making wonderful thumbnails and joining you guys in the chat. Maybe. Es posible?
I'm starting my no talk December.
It's no talk
Well, you just
December.
failed.
That's true.
So we're starting right now.
That was the last one,
Try
and
again
now
next
he's in.
year.
Making sure everything runs smoothly. Producer Jonathan Boyko. Hi, Jonathan.
Hiya.
And joining you guys in the live chat, making sure that our facts are correct, and just being adorable. Taylor Gonzalez is here.
Hello. Happy birthday to Britney Spears.
Yay! Happy birthday, Britney Spears. Also, if you guys haven't checked out Taylor's YouTube channel, he did a great review of Violent Night with our own Amy Newman, too. So you guys should go check that out.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
It's a cute one. Yeah. Well, guys, we have a lot to talk about today, so we are just going to dive right into it, all right? We are starting things off with our Mint Mobile hotline. The good folks at Mint Mobile really, really help us out here. So we have this great hotline with them where you can call in and ask your questions and make your voice heard. You're just going to head on over to the Mint Mobile hotline number, which is 951-268-4259. Call up. If we think that your question is awesome, we'll play it on air. Today, we've got one regarding Black Adam's future.
Hi, John. This is James. I'm calling about Black Adam. I wanted to know, Black Adam made $378 million so far. It needed to make $450 million just to break even. Do you feel like this is a bad thing on The Rock and his box office mojo? And do you see them making a sequel off of this? Thanks.
Well, James, thank you so much for calling in with that. What a lovely dulcet tone, too. James has got a radio voice.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, you would know. You've got one of those, too.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Well, Black Adam hasn't done as well as people thought. I was reading in Forbes today, though, that the video on demand side of things with Black Adam is going very, very well. Top of the charts for video on demand. But obviously, they wanted box office to be a little bit higher. We've got some disappointing numbers overall. Rob, do you think that those numbers are going to determine whether or not we get that sequel? Because I know you guys talked about how, the writing's been already started for that. They've got things in motion, but do you think this is going to hinder it?
Well, I actually don't. I think that they knew this is a new character that people don't know. I mean, obviously money talks. But Dwayne Johnson, I don't think this has affected the perception of him at the box office. I mean, he still's had hit after hit after hit after hit. Things are up, things are down, and this is a new character. And what's interesting is if you look at the early MCU introductions of characters like Thor, Iron Man made $500 million, but Captain America, the First Avenger, did not.
That's true.
And obviously box office means a lot, but if this does well in video on demand, and makes a substantial sum of money, it used to be that films could be huge hits on cable, and that would be where you would get a green light for a sequel. Mm-hmm. Something like that could happen with this. And I think, Shazam is part of this universe. If Shazam Fury of the Gods does very well, I would tend to believe that there is a Black Adam appearance, perhaps a post-credits scene in Shazam, which was, if memory serves, supposed to come out before Black Adam.
I believe so.
So, I mean, it really, I see that if Shazam does well, a high tide raises all ships. And since Shazam is part of the Black Adam universe, I could see there's a good argument to be made that this is a universe this is a cul-de-sac of the DCEU, or the DC universe now, that is interesting people. So
I would agree. I think, too, this is a relationship in general that is too costly to burn as well. You know, Dwayne Johnson in your corner, I think, is a really great ally to have, especially when you are trying to reorder your own content and come up with a better, stronger DCEU, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a question for
Oh,
Rob.
we already broke no talk.
Sorry. I had a question for Rob.
teasing
It's
you,
just
Ray.
because I didn't want to cut. If they established the main, like Superman, like a good Superman movie, whatever, and Black Adam did come out, it would have done better, right? Because it feels like they released this and it's just Black Adam with nothing behind it. It felt like there was nothing to gain from watching this movie, right?
Well,
To-
you
to
mean
the-
like it wasn't part of a larger?
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're right about that. I think if Black Adam had been introduced, even in Shazam, I mean, they alluded to him. You know, they talked about him without calling him Black Adam. But I think you're right. I think that the way we go now is if they had given him a great, quick appearance in a previous film. I mean, look at how T'Challa was introduced. He was incredible in Civil War, and you were immediately from his first lines of dialogue in Civil War. You're like, I love this character. And if they had done that with Black Adam, I think that maybe you're right. I think that there might have been more investment there. Like, ooh, he's cool.
Right. You gotta. I think you gotta hype up the unknown characters. Well, to the general audience.
I totally agree.
Like
And I also think though that if the script for Black Adam was better, it was too by the numbers. While I thought it was a fun movie, when you watch it, you're like, there's nothing in this movie that I haven't seen before, other than the fact that he was a lethal protector.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been dying for this to hit HBO Max because I do want to see it one more time. But I won't pay for seeing it. No, I
Right.
won't go to the theaters.
I mean,
to
there's
see
a lot of stuff to like in this movie. It's just from a storytelling standpoint, it felt like a hodgepodge of other things we'd seen again.
And I think people were banking on it's a superhero movie with one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Why wouldn't you go see it? But we needed a little more, right? And
Right.
to talk about your point too, Ray, of having, you know, a lesser known character, when we've seen those kind of B-side characters from the Marvel universe, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shang-Chi, those trailers did so much brilliant work to get us hyped. You know, Guardians just looked like fun. You knew it was going to have a kick-ass soundtrack. Shang-Chi looked really awesome. Seeing that snippet of the bus fight, I think really did a lot of great work for that. I think they just needed to show a little more to build up that hype as opposed to here's your typical paint by numbers with some of the people that you enjoy the most.
I totally agree with you there. And they also have to stop relying on spectacle. We talked about this yesterday about like the first Batman trailer, even though Jonathan said it's not the greatest trailer in the world, which it isn't. But that first Batman trailer relied heavily on character. People like kick-ass characters. That's what they want to see. I mean, how far did Peter Quill raising his middle finger up in that lineup go in that Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, the first trailer? A long way.
Oh, absolutely.
And immediately you're like, all right, I'm in. They got to do more of that.
I think so. But in general, I think we're all in agreement, though. This sequel is probably moving forward, despite the kind of bummer numbers. It still does need to come out in Japan. We still have those
Right.
numbers, but that's probably only going to bring in another 5-10 million or so. And we have those video on demand things in addition to, you know, HBO Max subscriptions, paying for it per view, that sort of thing. But guys, the question's up for you. Do you think those low numbers for Black Adam mean it is not getting a sequel? Or do you think James Gunn and his merry band of men are going to move forward with Black Adam 2? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, with that down, we are going to get into our main topics, y'all. And how do we pick our topics? Well, it's simple. You guys pick them. You submit your questions over to us at thejohncampeashow.com/contact. It's absolutely free. Give us your thoughts. Let us know what you want to know about. And if we deem it relevant, worthy, appropriate, maybe, just maybe, we'll have your question come on air. So, Rob, what is our first topic of the day?
Chris, our first topic of the day comes to us from Samuel Poulet. Hey, Campea crew. Deadline is reporting that Mike Flanagan, who's made some of Netflix's best shows, has jumped ship to Amazon with an exclusive production deal set to start after he finishes Fall of the House of Usher for Netflix. Flanagan's Midnight Mass is my favorite Netflix show, so this is a huge coup for Amazon. What are your thoughts?
Oh, thank you so much for writing in, Samuel. We appreciate it. And I'm going to turn this over to my horror gurus as quickly as possible because I know you all have thoughts on this. But I first want to read this bit from Variety about what's going on. So Mike Flanagan and Trevor Macy have signed an overall TV deal with Amazon under their Intrepid Pictures banner. What a good name for a company. Variety is confirmed with sources. Intrepid was previously under an overall deal at Netflix. While there, the company put out multiple hit shows in the horror genre, including both The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, as well as Midnight Mass and The Midnight Club. Flanagan was the creator of the first 3 of the aforementioned series and the co-creator of the 4th. Macy executive produced them all. All right, so I know these are very popular shows. I've only seen snippets, and I saw a lot of the dead faces and things in, Haunting of Hill House. I saw some great clips from Midnight Club as well as Midnight Mass, which I do need to watch that one. But as both a Catholic and a scaredy cat, I'm real nervous about that viewing. So, Rob, I want to turn it over to you because I know you've got thoughts about this. How do you feel about this?
I was pretty shocked to read this because, I think Flanagan has quickly become, to me, there's three horror games in town. There's James Wan, he had the Conjuring universe. There's Jason Blum with Blumhouse, and then there was Flanagan doing his work on Netflix. He also directed Dr. Sleep.
Oh, so good.
Dr. Sleep, the movie Dr. Sleep for Warner Brothers. So to me, this was the news that they're jumping ship to Amazon, and then it came out that Midnight Club was being canceled after 1 season at Netflix. I don't know what happened there, but you don't see this is a big deal. To me, in my mind, Amazon just poached a very potent creative team that has been doing great work and work that they make water cooler shows. Now, again, I don't know how many people are subscribing just to see their stuff, but Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor and Midnight Mass, which I really liked, beautifully made shows, great horror. They're really delivering the goods, doing some really innovative work. To have them go to Amazon, Amazon had to probably back up a truck, or because of Netflix's problems and the fact that Midnight Club did not get a second season, all of that. I never know. They did, unless you're part of the deal or hears otherwise, you don't really know what happened. But it's surprising that a team like this that's made a lot of great content for Netflix was easily poached away from Netflix by Amazon.
Well, I think from a creator standpoint, it's so hard to get renewed at Netflix. And Amazon seems to give people a little more running room. They give season 2s and 3s, it seems, with a lot less scrutiny than Netflix does, where Netflix, if you did not give people, a huge overturn of subscribers, they're done with you. Things that were heavy hitters, too, we've seen canceled all willy-nilly. I was a huge fan of Santa Clarita Diet, but after 3 seasons, it wasn't bringing in new subscribers, so they axed it.
Right.
So I assume that's part of it, too. If you're making a show that you have, maybe 4 seasons mapped out for, Netflix might not seem that delightful to you.
Even though they do have the thing about 3 seasons, that once they're done, they have to probably renegotiate deals with people, so they don't need to do that because in the streaming world, here's what's going to be interesting. What I find so crazy about all this is we're turning back into TV, ad-supported television shows. It's going to change streaming the way we've known it now, because if you have a show that advertisers love, they're going to have to start reporting viewing numbers, which SAG is going to be very interested in that.
Oh, our residuals are a nightmare now with all the streaming stuff.
Oh, and it's going to go back. It's interesting the way it used to be. And while it's going to be bifurcated by people who aren't going to sign up for the ad tiers, but those ad tiers are going to be indicative of the series as wholes. So they're going to be, if you negotiate now with a streaming service, you're going to be like, yo, if this show performs, you gotta pay us up.
Yeah.
Pay up for the. It's really interesting, but to see something like this happen, we're going to see that more and more because, look, everyone is risk averse. Netflix, I don't understand why they didn't just back up a Brinks truck and give these guys whatever they want. But again, we're not privy to what happened there. Maybe they saw one disappointment as something, they canceled it, or maybe they canceled it because these guys took an Amazon deal. Who knows?
Maybe.
But I don't know. It's just very interesting. I think Amazon, you have to chalk this up as a big win for them.
Oh, for sure. Major coup for them. Now, Taylor, you are my horror guru. I believe you when you tell me about movies that I should or should not see and ones that will make me throw up and cry. I appreciate that about you. So of these Mike Flanagan properties, if I'm a noob, what am I checking out?
Ooh, Haunting of Hill House is a good place to start.
Okay.
And also, I know I could not convince you this past year to go to Horror Nights at Universal Studios, but they did have a really fun Haunting of Hill House maze. But honestly, Netflix botched it with this because Mike Flanagan, his horror stuff has been so fun, and it's huge. I feel like every time he comes out with a show, that's all I hear about from all my friends is like,
Yep.
"Oh, are you watching? Are you watching?" I haven't seen the newest one yet. And Rob, what you said, exact same thing that came to my mind was Poached. I really want to know what happened, and it's like Amazon's just like snatching up everything. First, they got the DC stuff we were talking about yesterday,
animation.
the Silk live action that's coming up. Crazy. They're just collecting everything.
Well, it's also what people. Here's the thing that the difference. Netflix, their only business is making shows and getting subscribers. That's all they do.
Yep.
Both Amazon and Apple, their primary business is not making entertainment. Amazon wants you to sign up for Prime. And and that's a shipping service. You know, I've been a Prime customer for, I don't know, since they started it because of how much stuff I get from Amazon. So their productions are an adjunct of Prime. So again, I don't know how they structure all these deals, but everything they use to make their shows with, all the money, again, they can structure it to promote their shipping service. I mean, ultimately, Apple is the same way. They have their production company. It's great they do, but what they want you to do is watch their shows on their computers and their iPhones and their iPads and whatever else.
As you often see people doing in their shows.
Absolutely. So it's a different, the Netflix business model is very different than Amazon and Apple. So it's fascinating to watch this stuff. Maybe they made Flanagan a deal he couldn't refuse. And
Like in a horsehead kind of way? Or?
I think that Amazon has the money that Amazon has the money that Netflix probably isn't going to be able to come up with anymore because of losses and because they have to look at their business and stock price and everything. Amazon's like, we don't have that problem. And, you know, unfortunately, it ain't show friends, it's show business.
That's
It
true.
doesn't matter how long, whatever your association with a company is with, if someone's going to give you more money.
Go with the guy who's got a spaceship that's shaped
That's
like a
right.
dick.
That's
where you go. Big money.
that's a guiding principle of life, I think.
You know, I have it cross-stitched in my home.
Big spaceship energy.
Yeah, that's what we
Big
want.
spaceship
That's what we're all
energy.
bringing in 2023. Well, y'all, the question's up for you. What do you think about this move? Mike Flanagan taking all these horror properties over to Amazon. Do you think it's a big win for Amazon? Do you think this is a mistake? Let us know your thoughts down below. All right, y'all, before we get into our next topic, we are going to take a quick break to hear from one of the sponsors of the show, the good folks over at Stamps.com.
We want to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Stamps.com. Guys, it happens every holiday season. No matter how prepared we think we are for the season, it always turns out we're nowhere near as prepared as we thought we were, especially with our shipping. And right about now, seasonal excitement, or dread as the case may be, is really starting to settle in, especially for small businesses. Slaying through traffic to the post office, inboxes more like a blizzard than a winter wonderland, rushing to send cards and gifts to your loyal clients. The good news is it's not too late to get your holiday mailing and shipping under control with Stamps.com. Sign up now and you'll be printing your own postage in minutes. Because Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all of your shipping and mailing needs. Get access to the United States Postal Service and UPS services that you need to run your business right from your computer. Up to 86% off. So this holiday season, trade late nights for silent nights and get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code Campea for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code Campea.
And thank you to the folks over at Stamps.com. Y'all, the holidays are vastly approaching. Go use that coupon code. Send your parents some lovely, lovely holiday cards. They'd love to hear from you. Win-win for everybody. Plus, you help the channel out. We'd love that. Well, with that down, Rob, what is our next topic?
Chris, our next topic comes to us from Mike V. The day has finally arrived. Indiana Jones on the Dial of Destiny's first trailer has officially dropped, and in my opinion, it hit all the right notes. The music, the nostalgia, the humor, and the feeling of adventure. What did you guys think of the trailer? Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
Thanks, Mike. Man, did this hit all those nostalgia notes. The slightly slowed down, ba-ba-dum-ba, so good. We've got punching Nazis. We've got train jumping. We've got baby in this. I'm really excited about this movie. I think this is going to be a real fun ride, and lots of variously aged Harrison Fords in this too, which I know some people are speculating, is that Dial of Destiny a tool of time travel? there's a lot going on in this trailer. But Rob, I know that you're an indie fan. What'd you think?
My feelings about this trailer are mixed.
Ooh.
I have mixed feelings about this. One, I think the story itself looks interesting. I'm there for everything. It was nice to see Sala. All the stuff that you would expect inside the movie I'm excited. This generated excitement in me. Some of the things that give me pause, and I like James Mangold as a director. I trust in James Mangold. I did not like the way this trailer looked in terms of actually looked. It looks, one, that it was shot digitally instead of on film, which, okay, but it also looks like it was shot with prime lenses, non-anamorphic lenses. Indiana Jones to me is an anamorphic franchise, and anamorphic lenses, the way anamorphic, the distortion that happens in an anamorphic lens, you can see. There's a great Studio Binder video about the difference between anamorphic and non-anamorphic lenses. But Indiana Jones is a widescreen franchise, and I'm sure the aspect ratio will be 2:3:9 to 1, 4K, whatever. But it didn't have that indie look to it. Now, this is just, and I thought that there was way too many. It looked very digital, like the ticker tape parade sequence looked to me like it was out of Zack Snyder's The Beginning of Watchmen when you saw the ticker tape parade. I mean, it just, the great thing, what I loved about the Indiana Jones franchise, especially Temple of Doom and of course Raiders, is most of it was shot on practical locations. And then when they would cut to like a Nazi truck driving off a cliff, it would be an ILM matte painting and a digital effect. And that would be one thing. But most of the environments, I mean, sometimes you'd see cloud tank stuff like when they were digging for the Well of the Souls. But for the most part, practical locations, this looked heavily augmented with digital effects. And it didn't feel Indiana Jones to me as much as I hoped it would. Now, it's clearly an indie movie, and it looks really, really interesting. It just didn't feel like it yet. And maybe when I see the movie, I'll feel differently. But from this trailer, I was like, eh.
Do you think some of the issues with those effects could be just because it is the trailer? We haven't finished fully rendering everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But like the scene when Indy's running across the top of a train, in the same instance, when we now live in a world where we've got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning coming out, and you have a train sequence, and they take a real train and run it off of a mountain, and you're watching aerial, drone shots in real locations. It's tough to watch a movie that began its life with practical effects turn into something that it didn't used to be.
Well, that's a fair criticism. I understand that. Do you think that James Mangold, though, is going to deliver a very indie-esque product overall? Okay.
Yeah, I have no problem. I was just reading up on the actual what the Dial of Destiny might actually be.
Ooh.
And it, it's in Isaiah. Somebody posted. I haven't looked into but Isaiah 38 something about a sundial that can go backwards, a dial that goes back in time. That's cool that they found an actual artifact that a biblical artifact they can base it over. Clearly there's time travel involved in some kind. We've heard that. And I think it looks good. It looks funny. It looks like indie. I love that they bring Sala back and he seems serious, not like the buffoon they made him out to be in Last Crusade. So I'm excited. I just, again, it just looked a little too digital for me.
Okay. That's fair.
Is that a bad criticism?
No, I think that's a fair criticism. Jonathan, I know you've gone to see like John Williams in concert a whole bunch. You're a Spielberg fan. What did you think of this trailer?
I think it's going to be a fine movie. I liked it. I did notice, because you bring up the music, and you brought up the music too earlier, how it's kind of slowed down. And I told Rob, I'm like, it seems like the same trailer house that did The Rise of Skywalker. It was a very bombastic version of a theme we're familiar with. And then it's got like the little piano notes that kind of reminded me actually of The Force Awakens with the piano note. And she's like, "Who are you?" That's fine. That just kind of harkened back. But the bombastic, slowed down, over orchestrated version of this, bam, 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 bam. It's like, okay, calm down, dude.
and they didn't build to it.
It was really pushing the we're gonna hit you so hard in the heartstrings with nostalgia, you're gonna choke on the nostalgia. And I was waiting for a C-3PO to pop up in here and be like, I'm looking at my friends for the last time. And everyone starts crying because it's all and I fell for that. And then it was just this like movie with no breath. So I'm hoping that gives me pause. Nothing about as far as like the imagery or whatever. I'm excited for this. If the story's great, I'm in. I'm good for this. I'm just like, you sold me with that over like sentimental like heartstring thing with The Last Jedi. Not The Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker. I fell for it and then I was let down. So it gives me a little pause, like, don't make this like so overpacked, no room for breath, time just compressed, and let's have a nice, good, mangled story, which is what I'm fully expecting because I love his directing. So it just but when I see that and it harkens back to I was fooled once.
I've been burned before.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But that's not enough for me to say, this movie sucks.
That's fair.
This movie's probably going to be excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
Again, what I really think is missing too from this trailer, you have this voiceover, this Sala voiceover. What I want to see is the other characters speak. You got Mads Mikkelsen as a Nazi,
who we do not see enough of in this trailer.
And,
I do have that
I'm like,
criticism.
I want Indiana Jones has dialogue, and it has dialogue from like Renee Belloc. Once again, we see there is nothing you can possess which I cannot take away. Stuff. I want to see that. I want to get because the villains are as much a part of Indiana Jones as everything else.
Yeah.
And giving us these generic nostalgia trailers, what I want to know something about the villain that we're getting. I mean, I get it. They're showing you spectacle and bombast. I already know I'm getting that. What I want to see is Mads Mikkelsen bringing the pain.
For sure.
I think we will.
I think in our second trailer, we will.
In that. That's why with this, like someone said, I'm picking this apart. No, I'm not. I'm just saying like, this gave me a little PTSD from before, so I have some pause. But I'm still like, hey, I'm excited for this.
I'm excited too. Really excited.
This honestly did move the needle for me. The thing I had an issue with was just the de-aging, the deep fakey kind of face. But that's something that's usually just uncanny for me anyway, especially when it's not fully rendered and everything.
It's pretty good though.
I mean, he looks like he should, but it still is enough that I go, wait a second, that's a little uncanny. But I'm sure it'll be fine in the movie. But I think we're in for something really fun, hopefully. But guys, I want to turn it over to you. What did you think of the Indy 5 trailer? Are you excited? Are you skeptical? Let us know what you think down below. We can't wait to see all of you dressed as boulders for the premiere. It's going to be great. All right, with that down, let's move on to our next topic. Rob, what are we talking about?
We are talking about next, let's see, I don't know. Morris M. says, hey, Campea crew, so it looks like we finally got an official release date for Mandalorian Season 3, and it's March 1st, just 3 months away. What do you think of the date? And now that we're in the home stretch, what are you expecting in the new season? Thanks.
Oh, March 1st can't get here soon enough. I know you all, well, for the most part, people in this room, we're all Team Andor of being the best Star Wars show that's been out. I still have big feels for The Mandalorian. I really love that show so much. I think it's wonderful. So I'm very, very excited about this. What are we going to see in this new season, though? Because, the end of Boba Fett kind of, I think, took away some of the pomp and circumstance of coming back to Mando. We saw Grogu get reunited with Din. We saw him make friends. He has a new pet, maybe. But what can we expect in this new season, Rob?
Look, I'm really excited for Mandalorian Season 3. Look, I got all the hot toys, mostly from Mandalorian. I got Bo-Katan on her way, and I think what they've been doing is they've been building up a cast of characters. They've been setting up we've had basically a standalone, the Grogu storyline is ongoing. Who rescued Grogu? Where's that going to go? Luke, they've done all these things, but within the context of the show, what I love about this show is they've taken Clone Wars and Rebels and a lot of the animated continuity that's been developed over the last decade. They've extended it and pushed it forward with Filoni and Jon Favreau. And this show, in its bite size, half hour, 45-minute, it's really fun to watch. And I thought season 2, like that Bill Burr episode when they took out that Imperial base or whatever. That was incredible. And this, for all the Star Wars fans that complain about Andor being slow, you get what you want in Mandalorian. And I think season 3, if they're going to go back and try and take back Mandalore, and you're going to have a schism between Din and Bo-Katan and everyone else. I mean, I think in one of the trailers, somebody says to Grogu, or isn't it the thing that we just saw? Does it Bo-Katan say there's more than you thought he was the only Mandalorian? Or something like that. I mean, you've got the whole.
Oh, I can't recall.
I think that what we're going to get is going to be fascinating and very cool, and I think it's going to be epic. I think we've just been seasons 1 and 2 have ramped up, and season 3 is going to give us. It's going to be the return of the king of Mandalorians.
I'm really excited to see more of the lore in this too. You know, we're going to see the less, strict religious zealot kind of Mandalorians too. When we go over and hang out with Bo-Katan and her friends, I'm excited to see that kind of, dueling and trial of combat to win over the Darksaber, because he can't just give it to someone. So I'm interested in all like the political minutiae and machinations that go on with Mandalore. I think that's all going to be really cool. What I'm wondering is if at this point, if we're going to completely save him for the Ahsoka story, or if we're going to get a glimpse of Admiral Thrawn.
I mean, look, I think everybody wants. I've wanted to see Admiral Thrawn since I read those books when they came out in the early '90s, and I think that they know that. I mean, I do. I think that they, in terms of getting fan service, they know what people want.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see him.
Do you also think that Grogu at any point is going to start speaking, or are we going to still have this be a very Baby Yoda-y situation?
Oh, I think we're going to get your Charlton Heston. Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty apes.
That's how Grogu speaks?
No. But I think he's going to speak. He's going to speak at there's something dire is going to happen. And then someone's going to look at him and he's just going to say, I had nothing to say.
I think his first words are going to be father. He's
really?
Going to be looking at Dick.
What are you going to sound like?
Yeah, he's going to sound like Jonathan's cats.
Yeah, I'm a Jedi, and my dad wears a helmet, and
It's going to be great. That's the kind of shit you guys want to watch, right? Do y'all have any thoughts and theories about the next season of Mandalorian?
I just think it's going to be nuts that in 2023, there's going to be a little bit of overlap between The Last of Us and Mandalorian season 3. So it's going to be a huge time to be Pedro Pascal.
Good. I mean, any time is a good time to be Pedro Pascal, but 2023, chef's kiss.
Especially that 1 week in March.
That 1 week in March, it's going to be lit.
Well, guys, let us know what you think about The Mandalorian. Coming in March 1st, what are your thoughts? What do you think we're going to see next season? Is it going to be fraught with daddy issues, or are we going to just see lots of Darksaber content? Let us know your thoughts down below. All right, y'all, with that down, we are going to take another quick break to hear from another sponsor. John loves these guys, the folks over at True Classics.
We want to thank the sponsor of today's video, True Classic. The holidays are here, and there is plenty of t-shirt cheer thanks to our sponsor, True Classic Tees. Guys, we have the perfect gift for your wish list. True Classic Tees are a gift for you, for her, and a great present for any guy in your life. True Classic is on a mission to maximize men's confidence by making them look good. Get 25% off True Classic with my exclusive link, trueclassic.com/Campea, and the discount doesn't stop there. You'll save even more during their site-wide sale. Guys, like most of you, I have always struggled with finding the right shirts for me. Either they're not all that comfortable or they don't fit me all that right. Well, the best thing is that True Classics team has designed t-shirts to make guys of all sizes feel confident in their clothing. These shirts taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. This is the perfect look that can be achieved by every body type. And they offer other menswear as well, ranging from polos to workout shirts designed to keep your body feeling nice and comfy. So guys, get 25% off at trueclassic.com/Campea. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. That's 25% off at trueclassic.com/Campea.
And thank you to the folks over at True Classics. Use that Campea code. You'll get a discount on a shirt. Again, holiday shopping. We're helping you guys out. Smooth sailing over here. All right, Rob, what is our next topic?
Our next topic comes to us from Oliver. Oliver Twist, perhaps?
Oliver and Company.
I know John is going to say, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but did you guys see that Daisy Ridley got in her Instagram account and posted an image of her at Lucasfilm taking a picture of the Yoda statue there? She has to know how the internet is going to interpret that. So my question for you guys is, do you think Ridley just teased her return to the Star Wars universe, or is she just masterfully trolling everyone Thanks.
Well, thank you, Oliver. Ooh, that's always the question, isn't it? To troll or not to troll? Is this fact or fiction? Well, over on Daisy's Stories is where she specifically posted this. And it's just a little photo of, a Yoda statue. Seems like harmless fun. And Taylor, she did post something about it, right?
Yeah, since then she did post on her story saying, nothing saucy happening, just a lunch visit, but now feeling so nostalgic because this was 3 years ago. And then she went on to post like a dozen more stories of just her working on Star Wars through the years.
Okay. Well, as we all know here, I trust and know I don't trust or love anyone. Not a single human being, and especially you right now, Daisy Ridley. Now, Rob, is this much ado about nothing, or is this her kind of revving up to say that she might be dipping the toe back in the Star Wars pond?
No, I think it's just like she said. It's been 3 years since Rise of Skywalker came out this month. It's the 3rd anniversary, and she did make 3 Star Wars movies.
That's true.
I mean, I don't see. The thing is, everybody makes. If I was Daisy Ridley, and by the way, she's saying that this picture of her and Yoda is a new photo.
I just saw a picture of just the Yoda statue.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yoda statue.
when I worked on something or I've gone someplace I've been before, and I'll take a picture of it. Like if I was on the Warner Brothers lot, which I've worked on, I started my career there. I produced a movie at Warner Brothers.
That's true. You're a throwback king.
Yeah, and I'd be like, hey, but I also take a picture of me going, hey, I love this water tower. I remember when it was repainted, and
Or like you and that old
anything.
X-Wing.
It wouldn't mean anything. Yeah, right. It's true. But I mean, by the way, what a cool McQuarrie painting of Desmond. I think that's cool. I don't necessarily think it means something. I think she's Lucasfilm royalty.
So you don't think there's anything else happening here? This is just a nothing burger.
I think she was visiting Lucasfilm as she would do because she's probably in the States and came to talk to somebody about something. Who knows?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Then again,
But then maybe.
Maybe she's there because they're talking about doing a new Star Wars movie, and she was there to sign her contracts.
Perhaps. Well, at the very least, with how much animated content we're coming up with for Star Wars right now, too, I think she could just be coming back to see if she wants to play Rey in some other iteration of something.
A game?
Yeah.
A podcast?
A game. A new Disneyland ride. I don't know. There's tons of possibilities here. But I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. I'm not completely suspicious, but I'm slightly suspicious.
The rumors are always true, especially in Hollywood.
Always?
Always.
That's terrifying.
That's what Fred Ward said, and Robert Altman's The Player.
Ooh.
Based on the Michael Tolkien novel.
Don't Google yourself then, sir. Goodness gracious.
You should watch.
All right. Well, y'all, do you think that this is actually something that we need to be speculating about, or do you think this is much ado about nothing? Let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. All right, with that down, let's get into our final topic of the day. Rob, what is it?
Aaron Meta says, hi, John Campea Show crew. I just saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer was officially released by Marvel. I'm about to watch it now, but I was wondering, what are your opinions on the trailer? Did it get you more excited for the movie, or has the excitement level stayed the same? Thanks. Can I just say to Aaron, I love the fact that Aaron took the time to see that the trailer dropped, did not watch it, and wrote us first.
Yes, I think that's very sweet. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. Oh, we also have to just point out, too, like maybe 20 minutes after we wrapped, the trailer dropped too.
Yeah.
So our story yesterday about whether or not it would drop aged like whole milk. But Ray Aura knew 100% that we were getting that trailer dropped. So.
Oh yeah, didn't I say?
Yeah.
That?
While we were on the air.
You
Rob
tried
owes
to.
us all Hot Toys.
Yeah, you said Rob was going to buy us all Hot Toys. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah, that's right. Cost
So
baby.
where are Hot Toys?
The small $30 cost baby.
Well,
Fine, nothing.
Although, you know what? I will say this.
Give me the
I will
super
say
box.
I will say something funny. When I did get home yesterday, I did get a shipping notice from Sideshow saying my Endgame Black Widow had shipped.
And it's going right to Ray.
Which I had forgotten I even ordered
Yeah,
from Sideshow.
for me.
oh, my Sideshow shipment is coming in too.
Oh,
Really?
Mine is too.
Oh, that Jonathan almost spoiled on air. the
Well,
other
why
day?
is she bringing it up?
Just saying.
And weirdly, Logan's watching for once, so I won't say what it is, but he knows he gets an action figure every year
Oh,
at
okay.
Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah, but now you
surprising.
might have just, since we're talking Hot Toys,
Yeah.
you never know.
Well, mine's not a hot toy.
Well, that's because you're his hot toy.
The trailer was great, actually.
He's mine. He's mine. But the trailer's really good. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer, I thought this was a beautiful trailer. I really
did
loved
too.
this. And I know a lot of people are talking about how amazing it is to see Adam Warlock in this, and that is very cool. But I cannot believe we're getting Layla. I lost my mind to see her and Rocket embrace. I'm going to cry about a raccoon again.
Was that the High Evolutionary?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm like, come on. bro.
absolutely. That
I will
was.
Yeah.
say one thing.
That's
I'm
1,000%.
You kill Rocket, I'm done. with
Oh.
Marvel. Don't
I will
do
flip
it.
every table I come across.
No, I mean, I even like their cool new uniforms. You know, their uniform jumpsuits, whatever they
Well,
are.
it's like a throwback to Star-Lord's classic look, right?
I
From
mean,
the comics, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
I thought they looked like the uniforms from Andor, those corporate
They
police
kinda
they kinda
do.
did.
with the piping.
Now, so I what I wanted to ask you guys, like, I love the opening of the trailer when I guess it's the Bowie.
Yes.
The Bowie is their ship now, because
massive.
they say that in the Christmas special. So they go to a ship, or they go to a planet that looks like it has a Statue of Liberty, you know, over New York. So is this like in Star Trek when they go to parallel planets, like parallel to Earth, and they look? Is that kind of like, if that's where they go in the beginning of this, or wherever they go to a planet that's kind of like Earth but isn't?
Well, that's what it felt like with all those little kind of humanoid animal creatures at the beginning, too.
I love that. And does that mean, what does the Statue of Liberty look like? What's
rabbit.
if
a
that's is it a
rabbit?
rabbit? Is it a rabbit? I want to know. I loved it.
I thought this looked great.
And it means we're going to have to buy a whole new set of hot toys for the Guardians.
This
now.
does mean that. And by we mean you.
Yeah, and, well, a lot of others out there too.
What do you think about this version of Gamora showing up? What can we expect there?
I don't know. I mean, I think she's gonna. We saw her looking at a picture. I mean, it's interesting to me because they've created something legitimate that is canonical with this version of Gamora has never met Peter Quill and doesn't know the Guardians and didn't go through that change. So it's interesting to see. I like that dilemma that's earned. I mean, story-wise, it makes sense. It doesn't seem forced.
I agree, because I was worried at first too of the idea of like no one being permadead is often problematic in terms of stakes, right, and emotional stakes. And so I love no, you did lose the person you loved, because this person doesn't even acknowledge your existence, which is worse. Like, you would probably prefer someone to hate you than completely not know that you exist.
But then that
in that
person
way.
also has to deal with the fact that knowing a version of herself sacrificed her life and is dead. I love all that.
And has a very different sister too than what she was used to as well.
Absolutely.
So, and probably the sister that she was hoping to get too, which is very, very interesting. to
Very
me.
interesting.
I think this is going to be really, really
But the rest
rad.
of it, I mean, it looks delightful, looks fun, looks
Yeah.
action-packed. I love, at the end, Groot.
Another We Are.
It was great.
So
And
good.
Adam Warlock.
And
Adam
Adam Warlock. I mean,
Warlock.
Adam Warlock looks very, very cool. I can't wait to see that. Again, hello, Hot Toys.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. On issues this week, we should talk about Warlock or Layla or something like
I
that.
mean, next week.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It all bleeds into
we
each
should
other.
talk about Layla. That's who we should talk about.
I love her.
Yeah,
I
we'll
love
talk
her
about
so
that.
much. And I don't think enough
good.
people know about her.
No.
It'd be great. Well, guys, we want to know, though, what do you think about this trailer? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Let us know your thoughts about the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer in the comments down below. All right, y'all, we are going to take our final break before we get into your super chat. So make sure you fire in those questions. But before we get to them, we are going to hear from the folks over at Mint Mobile.
Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. This holiday season, the best deal in wireless can only be found at Mint Mobile. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months free. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home with eSIM while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. Guys, I've been using Mint Mobile long before this holiday deal, and I have to say, it is the perfect time to switch. Since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've been spending 1/3 of what I used to spend on my mobile service with the other big name company. And with this buy 3 months, get 3 months free, not only is it a great choice for you, but it makes great gifts for the people you love. Mint Mobile's best offer of the year is here. By going online only and with eSIM and eliminating the traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes those significant savings on to you. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. Or if you need a new device, for a limited time, get 6 months of free service when you buy a selected device and plan. So guys, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea.
And thank you to Ryan Reynolds and the people over at Mint Mobile. We super appreciate you. All right, let's jump into those super chats. Rob, what are we starting with?
Suthius sends in a super chat and says, my personal gripe about the MCU is that some characters don't show up again for years after being introduced or mentioned. Case in point, Adam Warlock, first mentioned 5 years ago in Guardians 2.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to do. We can't make movies super quickly if we want them to be quality.
People did get blipped.
People got blipped, and we also want to build a lot of
Patient
Patient.
is making me wait. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that as a that's definitely a concern.
Yeah, and it's a fair criticism. Don't get me wrong.
How do we know that he didn't get blipped? I mean, you have to give the Marvel Universe for 5 years had an interrupted period of time.
They need to answer who's been blipped. Talk about it more, Rob. Who needs to know?
Let me just tell you, we need to know who gets blipped. Do vampires get blipped? I want to know.
I want to know.
I mean, did my cat get blipped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but did Kevin Bacon get blipped?
No. Are you kidding me?
He's imblippable.
He's too strong.
And here's the thing. If an actor gets blipped like Kevin Bacon, does his representation still represent him when he gets back 5 years later? Or because he wasn't an earner during those 5 years, did he get dropped by his
They
agency?
probably would drop him. And then when he comes back all triumphant, CAA would be like, no, hey, baby.
But these are things that we need to know.
No, we
And Adam, yes, we do. So I would say, you know what, I wouldn't worry about that because, the space between movies is not necessarily real time.
This is very true. That's part of why the blip is 5 years, too, to kind of help catch up with.
Yeah.
Well, now we're all on the same time period.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Al Renshaw says, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Volume 3 trailer made me think we will see the deaths of Rocket and maybe Drax. My emotions are not ready to see Rocket die, and tears will be flowing.
I think Ray and I will go straight to Marvel headquarters
Yeah.
if Rocket is killed.
I've been saying since Guardians, I think ever since I started doing the show, anytime Guardians is brought up, if you kill Rocket, because I've had a feeling they're going to kill this dude for a long time. So don't do it, please.
Yeah. I love him
You
so
should be
much.
Prepared for that eventuality then by now.
I don't want it.
And don't give him a rebirth either. Don't give me a fake Rocket after you kill him. Don't give me like a baby Rocket. I don't need that.
Yes, you do.
I don't need that baby Rocket.
He just buds another little raccoon off of his body.
Just keep him.
Fry Mini says, Joseph Molly Adar from Rings of Power has been recast. Thoughts?
Well, we were talking about this after the show yesterday. Yeah. I'm confused by it. I'm hoping it's just a scheduling conflict or something.
What did Jonathan say?
I mean, we're not
And
getting.
then Jonathan had another theory.
I think I just said maybe he just doesn't want to be in something that sucks.
Yeah. And then I started to spit out my coffee.
I mean, he seemed like a pretty key character, and you
Yeah.
think if you're making a 5-year show, and you've given a key player a key position,
And it's a brand new character, too.
a brand new character that they made up originally for the show, that surprised me.
That
Yeah.
actor had an exit clause in his contract.
It's
He
just,
could
if we
exit
only
whenever
get
he
X
wanted.
amount of positive reviews,
Yeah,
I'm bouncing.
I mean, I was surprised to see that. I mean, obviously he's got makeup on, so I think he's a character they can seamlessly replace. But as far as a new character, I liked his character.
I liked his character and I liked his performance a lot.
I did too.
I mean, it is very rare for you to side with orcs. And boy, did he make them sympathetic. He did a great job of making me be like, well, maybe Galadriel's just a bitch. Like he did some really excellent
Both can be
work.
true.
That's fair.
They can be evil and so on.
And
It is true. Anubis Genocide says, hey, Rob, have you finished 1899? I have not, but I'm about up to episode 6. If so, what did you think about the end and show overall? Also, I'm with you. The Holiday is great. One of my top go-to seasonal movies. Well, Anubis Genocide, I have to say I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I'm about halfway in. It's pretty interesting. I find it, a lot of the complaints I've read that it was too slow or it was too, I disagree. I think it's it's a pretty much of a triumph, I would say. Really well done, really creepy, really weird. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try and finish it this weekend. It's just a big commitment. There's been a lot of work stuff
That's true.
to deal with. And
How long are the episodes?
I think it's 10.
No, how long each?
They're long episodes.
That's the thing too. That makes it hard to.
Yeah, they're not. So they're full on. They're long episodes.
Also, the holiday is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't. We're gonna have time off here. I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna sit in my new media room, watch all my discs, and watch shows. That's all I'm gonna do all
Same.
day.
I'm gonna shut down my studio for the whole week, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm just everyone's trying to finish the demos right now, and I love that about all of you actors. It's so great. Start the new year fresh. However, I'm just like I need to sleep too, you guys.
Yeah, I just want to sleep and watch stuff.
Yeah.
And hang out with my
watch
dogs. Vixter 5001 said, "Spot the Millennium Falcon nod in Indy 5." Well, we've been talking about that all day long, Jonathan.
Yeah, I don't think it was a nod, but it was a little
On the nose,
Yeah.
perhaps. Chewy. Or on the cockpit, perhaps.
yeah.
It was not subtle.
Chewy. Especially because whatever was going on, it looked like they were in warp speed.
Yeah, they looked like they were going through.
Well,
we're
not to
traveling through
mention-
time in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, and if you look close, I mean, R2's head is right there. So I don't know, but who knows?
Yeah, it was definitely there.
Can we get one last Chewy, Ray?
Chewy.
It's good.
Taylor does it. I think Taylor does it better. Taylor started that joke.
Oh no, I can't do it in public. It's
But
embarrassing.
Taylor's was X-rated a little.
Oh,
No, it wasn't.
It was what
How?
was it? Chewy. Let's. Which brings up a new fetish for.
I mean, and we're not going
Not
to
if
kink
you've
shame
seen
on
Star
the show.
Wars Triple X.
Oh,
Yeah.
how nice.
Yeah.
Or The Empire Strips Back.
Or the Empire Strips
There's
Back.
an
That's
Empire
correct.
Strips Back.
Size
Yeah,
noodles.
it's playing at the Multipun.
Is that about
You wanna
chicken
go?
tenders?
It's a burlesque show.
The very first thing I thought about was chicken tenders.
You've already
So
lost
reminded
Ray.
that.
Oh.
You lost Ray. He's
Strips.
on food now.
Okay, well,
Elizabeth Gerardo says, all I want from Mando season 3 is for Din to feel comfortable with Grogu, like removing his helmet in front of him more often, or just cuddle. Damn it, I'm not asking for much.
I feel like those are very reasonable requests.
You know what?
Elizabeth.
I'm Elizabeth.
Yeah,
I'm on her side
for sure.
with this.
I mean, just bond with your son. Take
Yeah.
off your helmet. Let down your guard. Open your heart.
It's true. Yeah, I agree.
I think it should just be more like Kevin Arnold and his dad. He's just always grumpy. Like, "Ah."
That's fair. I mean, I also just selfishly, I'm like, let's see more Pedro Pascal. Show me more of him.
It's
He's
true.
pretty.
I know. Well, we're gonna see a lot of him in Last of Us.
That's very true.
Dante Sorecchia says, "Hey crew, don't sleep on these shows. The English and Welcome to Chippendale." So Emily Blunt is in the English. It's a Western. Everybody's been telling me the show's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
I can't wait. And then, of course, the Chippendales. Welcome to Chippendales is about the origin of Chippendales,
Yeah.
the Chippendales dancers, and it stars Camille Nanjiani.
My friend's mom was in town, and she was really mad that all the episodes weren't dropped. Where she was like, I want to binge this right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I want to watch it. The show looks great. A special mention to the YouTube channel Girlfriend Reviews. Hilarious video game reviews. The latest is from God of War Ragnarok.
Ooh, I'll have to check them out.
I'll
I
watch
love
that.
video game
Girlfriend
channels.
Reviews. That's great.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Cool. Thanks, Dante. Thanks for putting that on our
As long as I'm
radar.
not the one being reviewed. Sam Fisher says, where's the over and under for all the Guardians die again? That's an interesting concept.
I mean, we do know this is the last iteration of these Guardians. So
Yeah.
what if it's a fire sale? Everyone must go.
I can't in the middle. We are in the multiverse saga. And I'm sus. I'm a little sus about everything that happens in all of this saga.
That's true.
Because it's all leading up to Secret Wars, and all of these people need to be in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll all die too.
There definitely will be casualties. And what a move if James Gunn was like, and I kill all the Guardians and now I'm at DC.
Right.
I don't think he would though.
Gunn has left the building.
Yeah. I think
They'd
he'd
have
leave some
time to prep
people.
for that, looking at the scripts and all that. They'd probably
And
be like,
also-
"No."
you know, this script was like written before he was fired. So this is something he's been leading to this. This is not some, I expect this is probably a very well thought out. I expect this movie to be incredibly satisfying from a storytelling point of view that is going to wrap up things that have been in the narratives of the first two movies. I could see it leading to that and being very, very satisfying. It looks to me like, you know, even if it was outside the MCU, I think the Guardians trilogy might shape up to be one of Marvel's best.
I think so. Well, and in an interview recently, too, Gunn was talking about how the Christmas special just kind of flowed out of him, right? He wrote that in a couple hours.
Right.
Whereas the third film was really just kind of excruciating for him. And I think it's going to have a lot of heartstrings moments that, you know, he's saying goodbye to characters that really he helped flesh out. And I think it's going to be a very moving film regardless of how many casualties we see.
I think so too. It's going to be a great movie nonetheless. CJ Rebirth says, I got to start binging New Girl because that clip you shared on Instagram yesterday, Chris, had me dying. It's Bobby Pins, not Bobby's pins. Not in my house, it wasn't.
Yeah, those were yours.
Those are my
were yours.
pins.
So many of the conversations on New Girl are literal conversations that my husband and I have had, where he very much is Nick Miller and I very much am Jessica Day. And that clip is when they're trying to clean up. He's like, "Why you got a box of Bobby's pins?" And that's a thing that my husband has said with his own human mouth.
Wow.
I love you, Logan. You're cute.
JT Hiskey says, favorite voice actors? Mine are Peter Cullen and Kat Cressida. Cressida.
I love Steve Bloom. I think he's wonderful. He was the voice of Spike Spiegel on Cowboy Bebop, the dub. Yeah. He's one of the people who made me go, "Oh, this is a job." Him and Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings is one of the few people who I like freaked out and I couldn't go talk to when I saw him at Hugo's in North Hollywood.
Mel Blanc.
Well, yeah.
That's my favorite.
He's king.
I grew up with him. I love Mel Blanc. And maybe Jim Henson.
Oh, Jim did great voices. He was wonderful.
And Frank Oz.
What do you think of Eric Bauza's work taking over for Mel?
It's good.
Yeah.
You know, it's good, but you can still, the thing is, no one sounds exactly like these guys.
Well, it's like when we get a new Kermit, we're like, "Nah, that's not Jim."
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
That's fair. Sound-aliking is hard. That's why when you're trying to be a sound-alike, you got to practice things that aren't their actual catchphrases.
Right.
You got to be like, "Oh, I'm trying to be Kermit. Let me practice Samuel L. Jackson's monologues from Pulp Fiction." If you can do that, then it's not a party trick. You're a sound-alike.
Say what? One more time.
You know,
Yay, Jonathan.
Seth MacFarlane's a pretty good voice actor, too.
Oh, he's great. I got to see Family Guy live in Chicago a few years ago with my brother, and it was so fun just watching them all on stage do it, but also just how he contorts his whole face and body for the different characters.
He can do a good Kermit.
He has a great Kermit.
Yeah.
And he does like what a lot of people will call a slide, where he just goes in and out of characters, which is so cool to watch.
Yep.
Usually you do everything just like your lines one by one as the character. He just ping-pongs
I love when he's
through.
on Graham Norton and they make him do voices.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you guys a quick Family Guy story?
Yeah.
So many moons ago, I used to work at Pinkberry in Pasadena. It's gone now. Rest in peace. Just like Scoochie's and just like the Red Door.
Oh.
I know, too soon. And Alex Borstein, who voices Lois on Family Guy, used to come in, I would say maybe like once a week. And she would bring, I think it was her kids. She was so sweet. And I was trying not to be a big fan, but like, you know, I was like, oh, I just love her as Lois. And she was super sweet. My last week there, she came in, and like she and I became like really friendly with each other when she would come in. And I was like, okay, so this is my last week here. Can I just ask, can you just place your order in Lois's voice? And she did. And I was dying the wait, and all the toppings. She was like, and the strawberries and the blue. Like she did it all in Lois's voice, and I died. So I'll love her forever for that.
That's awesome.
That's a great story.
Oh, that's so cool. I love her.
Jacory Robertson says, I want to thank you, Rob. A while back, you recommended a Netflix show, Travelers. It was amazing, and the final season broke me. Okay. Travelers, it was a Canadian science fiction show that Eric McCormack, who stars in my movie Free Enterprise, is in.
Yeah.
Really interesting time travel show. And of course, Netflix picks it up, brings it over to Netflix, and they end it after its third season.
Boo.
Which bummed me out because I thought, like you, the third season was really good. It was a fascinating show, and I'm like, why are you going to end this? Why you got to do it? I mean, and of course, again, it started out as a Canadian co-production, and it wasn't It just didn't catch on, but I thought it was really fascinating. It's a good show, but it does have a good ending. If it's not going to go anywhere else, and it didn't, at least it had a good ending.
Is Eric nice in real life?
Eric was delightful.
Good. He
in real
seems
life.
like such a sweet man. That makes me very happy.
He was the first person we cast.
Oh, I
He was
didn't
the
know
first
that.
person. I'll tell you a funny story about Eric McCormack is that, so we were making Free Enterprise, when you cast back, it's hard to cast a movie, a big ensemble movie. But we saw him because our office was on the second floor, and we saw him pacing back and forth in the parking lot before he came into audition, doing his lines. And because you don't get to see that. You don't, when you're going to see an actor, and I'll tell you something, this was my experience. Because normally, for you filmmakers out there, when an actor comes in and you're delighted by what they do, don't get overly enthusiastic in the room. I did with Eric, and I'm like, you're hired. Like, I just said right there, you're cast. I mean, there wasn't, and my casting director, the late, great Linda Francis,
It's
who
just
also
like,
cast Swingers, the casting director's like, because you can't do that.
Yep.
Don't just say, well, you'll be hearing from us.
Which is so excruciating. So you have to just set it and forget it every time you audition because you get nothing. You get
Right.
nothing from that room usually. Just, okay, great, thanks.
Oh, he walked. I've never seen, because whenever you write something and you hear the thing about this is an aside, but since you asked the question, what a writer or director wants more than anything is if an actor comes in and takes something with the lines of dialogue and does something unexpected, even if it's just an inflection, something that elevates the lines from simply being on a page.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to do something crazy with it, but just embody and inhabit those lines the way you couldn't believe it could happen. And it happened with him. And I was like, oh my God, it was incredible.
I love that. Well, especially since it was such a passion project for you too. I mean, it must have been beautiful to witness.
I love him. And he was so prepared. And he's an amazing actor.
Oh, watch Free Enterprise, y'all. Go stream it. Go buy it.
Oh,
Get
you
it on
can't.
physical media.
It's totally out of print.
You can't?
No, and I'm trying to hope in 2023 to get it out there.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I hope so.
It's terrible.
Golly.
What are you going to do? Oh, yeah, I'm reading. Raymond Verrata says, R.I.P. Clarence Gilliard,
Yeah.
Sundown of Top Gun, and Theo of Die Hard, reuniting in the Nakatomi of the Sky with Alan Rickman and Alexander Goodenough, just toasting quarterbacks and shooting the glass. He did pass away, and by all accounts, he became a teacher, and he was supposedly a wonderful guy.
Yeah. He was pretty young too.
Yeah,
Like early 60s?
yeah.
Yeah.
Passed away, but I mean, he was so good in Die Hard.
He's great in Die Hard.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's
The
fantastic.
quarterback is toast.
Everyone
great.
watch it this season.
Yeah, watch that. He was great. And no one rocked a sweater the way he did.
Oh, hell yeah.
Rocked a sweater. Mr. Hank Dunn says, Mike Flanagan is my top director choice for Man of Steel 2.
Mike Flanagan is?
That's interesting. I mean, I thought he did a really good job with Dr. Sleep. That's an out of the box thought. I could see Warner Brothers even doing that. And you know what?
Maybe.
He's somebody that James Gunn would enjoy, I think,
That's
in terms
true.
of an idea. I could see that happening.
I guess just because he's so steeped in horror, my brain immediately just goes to the more like dark justice kind of stuff.
Right. But for a character,
But-
I mean, if you could do more stuff as a character piece, I think
For
you could
sure,
do it.
yeah. Because obviously he gets amazing performances out of people. I hear about how wonderful and like highbrow these horror things are that he does. So
Yeah.
that'd be
No,
cool.
that's an interesting choice.
For sure.
Al Renshaw says, if Indy 5 delivers a huge adventure and hits the nostalgia notes, could it have the similar success to Top Gun Maverick? Maybe at least $1 billion?
I mean, anything's possible if you believe.
That's right. No, I look, we live in a world where who would have thought Top Gun Maverick would have made $1.5 billion, but it was so good. The movie was so good. I mean, what do you mean? Come on now.
You know this, where I'm like, yeah, it's a good movie. I just am not an evangelist like all the rest of you.
It's so good that it's out on. I own the 4K Blu-ray,
I
and
know
it's in
you do.
theaters this weekend.
I know you do, and I
I'm
think
not
it's
going
a
to see it
great
again.
movie. But I don't have the nostalgia for it that everyone else did.
Right. Well, yes. But to answer his question, if
Yeah.
the movie's good, if it's a really good movie, if
Yes.
it's as satisfying as Top Gun Maverick from a filmmaking, and I think James Mangold could deliver that.
for sure.
It could make $1 billion.
Absolutely.
You know,
The
why not?
sky's the limit.
I mean, they spent a lot of time crafting this movie. So I think it could. A Sith Loud says, having Rob rap yesterday really made my day. You're the only one. I love you guys. I tune in every day. Thank you guys for the good vibes. I'm so excited for more Star Wars. Well, that's very nice of you to say. I'm just hoping that people look up the Boogie Boys and the song A Fly Girl. I
One
hope.
can only hope.
Because
you rap
that
it
is,
for
I mean,
us?
or a little too short. You know, back in from my day, 30 years ago, hip hop. You know?
Just rap a little bit for us.
No. No. Can't do that. I can't do it now. Like I'm self-conscious like you are.
Yeah.
Chewy.
Wow, it is X-rated.
It's true.
Wow.
Kurt says, Chris, did you know that the streamer QVC Plus, yes, the shopping channel, has put out their own holiday movie called Holly and the Hot Chocolate?
I did not know that, Kurt, but I'm guns to find it. I'm gonna do it. My Nona, R.I.P. Nana, little Angie, got banned from QVC.
What?
Yes, because she would buy things when she was tired at night and always return them. So she'd just like buy things, return, to the point of finally QVC as a whole was like, ma'am, no, you're done.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she was a shopper
Wow.
And a returner.
and a returner.
I saw a trailer for what looks to be the Norwegian Love Actually this morning.
What a segue.
I know, right?
I wanna watch
it's
it.
a Christmas movie about a bunch of people stuck at the airport.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So it's the terminal
And-
meets Love Actually.
And it has
only
that's what I was gonna say, Ray. I thought Ray, it's got Ray Aura written all over. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like very much it's a whole ensemble cast and their stories intertwined, all stuck at the airport on a snowy. So it's
trying
like Die Hard 2 without the Die Hard.
You're trying to replace the terminal. You'll never.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying. I don't remember what
we're
it's called.
yes-anding the terminal.
It's on Netflix. I saw the trailer this morning.
Terminals.
I'm super excited to find that. I will find it.
I don't know
will
what it's
watch it.
called. Tell us in the chat if you can find
Yeah, if you know what it is, then let you know. Ooh, hot take in the chat. Chris not liking Maverick tells you everything about her taste. Did I say I don't like it? I said that it's fine. Oh, I love how polarizing y'all are.
If you don't like one thing, it means the whole thing about all of you, you're all the facets
Yeah.
of your whole onion
Exactly.
layers and everything are awful.
Okay,
Human
let's move
beings
on.
contain multitudes. Go touch grass. Bye.
So, yeah,
Come on now.
we're going to move on now.
Dante Sorecchia says Quill, Rocket, and Drax are toast.
No, Dante. Dante, for why would you put that juju
Like
on my
cinnamon
babies?
toast? Maybe just cinnamon toast, and they're just gonna have some.
Oh, I hope that's the case. I hope they're not donezo. That would make me so sad.
No, that's messed up. Actually.
I'm gonna keep rooting for them to survive.
I hope they do. Suthius says Ant-Man Legacy trailer. What? Is Scott not going to make it? I don't think we'll be able to handle losing him and Rocket within months of each other.
Oh, okay.
What? Oh, Ray and I
Okay.
are gonna leave.
Wait, I don't think
Really?
that's
You're
what that
really
means,
going with
though.
that, huh? You're
I
really
think-
going with Rocket dying, huh?
I think the legacy is just like the story so far because it was showing like all of the
Yeah.
events that
Yeah.
have led up to this movie. So I don't think it's legacy as in like rest
Although
in peace.
it is Kang,
Yeah.
and I could see, I don't think Ant-Man's going to die, but I think Ant-Man might not come back out of the
well,
quantum
then I'm
realm.
heading to Marvel Studios with Chris and Ray.
I'm actually gonna let you guys watch Guardians first, opening
And then
night.
just be
and
like-
you guys come back and tell me
Who's dead?
if he's gone or not. And if he is, I'm just not gonna watch it.
Oh dang. Okay.
I'll just leave it at Guardians 2.
We
Just
can
like
do
I
that.
did with Breaking Bad. You know, I never finished Breaking Bad. I binged
That doesn't
all
surprise
of it.
me.
No, I binged all of it in one.
Because you love Walter White so
overnight,
much?
all the way up to season 5 until
Just let him make his meth in peace.
right. When they pull up with the nice cars, when they bought the cars, I left it right there because I said everything's going downhill right now.
Okay, I'm going to admit
Well, it was
something.
gonna go downhill. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. That
No,
hasn't seen it
because
9 years
Hank
ago.
was on the toilet, and then he saw the book. Remember?
Right.
And then that's where I stopped it. I said
It
"No."
did go downhill after that.
Yeah.
when he
I have
was
to
on
tell
toilet.
you, there's a series of books by an author named Andrew Vaux about a character named Burke. He wrote like 20 Burke novels. The last novel is called Another Life. I have not read it. I read all the Burke novels. I have every one. I have every hardcover, first edition hardcover. I Have Another Life. I can't read it because I know that character dies. I will not read the book. I just can't do it.
See, Rob?
I can't do it. And I every time I told the author, I told Andrew Vox himself on Twitter, I said, bro, I can't do it. And he actually said, because I bought the book, so he's cool with that. I bought it, but he was like, I understand. I can't.
I'll
The
read it
time
to
I ever
you,
did
Rob.
that, I can't read a book because a fictional character that doesn't exist dies.
This is
That-
like therapy right now.
Yeah.
By the way, those books, they tried to make Bluebell into a movie. There's a series. Come on, man. If you're doing Andrew Connolly and you're doing you got to do the Andrew Burke or the Andrew Vox Burke novels. Some streaming show. Come on, get on this. I want to see Flood. I want to see Strega. I want to see Bluebell.
But
Get on
not
it.
that last one.
Well, they'll never get that
Okay.
far. But make that happen. Come on, if you got Reacher, you can do Burke.
Yeah.
People are like, Rob, what are you even talking about?
They tuned out. They went to get their coffee.
Just Andrew Vox. It's VACHSS. Just get it. The Swifties says, Ray, my brother in arms. It's sad to say, but I don't think that poor little rabbit is not long for this world.
Man, we can't win with the last 3 in a row.
Why? Why do you want to hurt this man?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Last 3 in a row.
He's just a sweet boy doing his job.
You know
And
what?
you choose violence.
Just for all this, I'm gonna buy my first hot toy, and
Rocket?
it's gonna be
Right,
Rocket
you're
Rocket.
right.
There's a couple of good rockets.
There are.
Which one's the best one?
The one with the biggest gun.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I want.
Get it.
Is that the one? From
Isn't it
two?
on sale? or
Is that the recent
Yeah,
one?
I think it's Guardians 2.
He sold out. There's a wait list on him now.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone picked him up from their sideshow points.
Yeah.
Because he was so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
know what
gonna
you could
give you
do?
mine.
You get the Winter Soldier, and you get Rocket, and you pose them like in Infinity War, where they're like shooting outstretched.
Can
Or
I
you just
borrow
take
your
off
rocket
Bucky's
in your
arm.
No.
Winter Soldier?
No.
Ray's quick, just like he's just inching away from the edge of the.
What's next?
Slowly but surely.
Jai CSC says, one for everyone to answer. Who were your celebrity crushes in your early teen years? Or a less embarrassing question, favorite kitchen appliance?
What if it's both?
What if your first celebrity
Like our
crush was
favorite
just a
kitchen appliance
KitchenAid?
in our teens, or just in general.
Oh, well, my first, as a little kid, I thought Peter Parker from the animated Spider-Man was dreamy as heck. And then it was Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, where I was like, oh, scientists. And then that kind of determined my type for the rest of my life.
Well,
Mine was
oh, go ahead. Who's yours?
Jesse Spano.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
because
one.
I was watching
Who's
Saved
that?
by the Bell
I'm
after
so
school
excited.
so much that I had a dream that we were
Elizabeth Berkley.
dating. And then when I woke up, I thought we were dating.
Oh,
And I started crying when I found out, it wasn't true. No,
Sorry, Ray.
and my favorite appliance is every appliance that I own.
My first celebrity crush was Nichelle Nichols on the original Star Trek. I thought she was the most beautiful creature in the universe. And clearly, she clearly was.
yeah. Facts.
But then I have to say, to be honest, she then got replaced by both Jenny Agutter and Farrah Fawcett Majors when I saw Logan's Run on the big screen.
Dang.
Ooh, 2 Logan's Run references today.
Just saying. But Nichelle Nichols, my first real crush.
Yeah. What's your favorite kitchen appliance?
My favorite kitchen appliance is a blender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
because you can make margaritas and milkshakes, or both at the
Or
same
both.
time.
Yeah. You
Margaritas
can make a
and
bougie
milkshakes?
milkshake.
Yeah. Give me a kitchen appliance. Give me a good blender.
Right.
It's very satisfying. Peter Cunnington says, March 1st is my birthday, so Mandalorian will be a great present.
Oh, well, you're going to have an awesome birthday, Peter. Yay. Love it when that works out. Happy early birthday.
Super crazy movie geek wants to know what the worst Star Trek movie ever made. What is the worst Star Trek movie ever made and why? How much time you got?
Well, the why we're gonna like briefly.
Yes, John wouldn't even let me answer this question.
We
a
don't
few
have
years
Well,
ago.
no,
That-
actually, we could go to the Robert Meyer Burnett classroom right
Yeah.
now. Go ahead, get that.
I wish there was a separate camera, like just off to the side for him to turn to.
I'll just give it to you in a nutshell.
Uh-huh.
A movie that I hate. It's one of the movies I hate more than almost any movie ever made. Almost is Star Trek 09. J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek movie. I know everyone out there is going, I love that
But I like the lens flares.
That film is such a betrayal of everything that Star Trek is. And I can sit there, I can pontificate about this for hours. But in a nutshell, I'll tell you this. It shows a fundamental lack of understanding of not only what Star Trek is, but it also wants to turn Star Trek into something that it is not. Star Trek is an allegorical science fiction action adventure show that it is inherently about what does it mean to be human through a lens of science fiction, fantasy, and action adventure, and how does that reflect back on us, the viewers, and make us, say, better people? It doesn't tell you what you should think. It tells you what you should think about. Star Trek 09 is not that, and I'm going to leave it there.
Otherwise, great movie.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's a great movie, and they're all wrong. Just saying.
It's all subjective, except for that.
I mean, okay, here's another example. Really quickly. So here you hire Anton Yelchin, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an actual Russian-speaking actor.
Yes.
He speaks at rest in peace. In the movie, they make the ship's computer they saddle him with a ridiculous Russian accent because of Walter Koenig in the original series. It's funny, his Russian accent's not good, but in the original series, the joke with Chekhov was he said all great things came from Russia. Mm-hmm. But because we look at his accent as being ridiculous, they saddled Anton Yelchin with the ridiculous Russian accent so they could have a joke where the ship's computer that knows all the dialects of all kinds of aliens, does not understand what Anton Yelchin is saying. In that joke broke the fourth wall in the movie, and everyone laughs at it, but it denigrates his character because it's making fun of him when really the joke was supposed to be he thought everything great comes from Russia, not that he has a ridiculous Russian accent. You make him a great character. You don't make him the butt of a joke. And they did.
Can I just tell you guys that the first time I met Rob, this was like maybe a month before I started working here, I was like, hello, my name's Taylor. Nice to meet you. And that was his response to me.
So yeah, it's funny, same thing.
Well, Taylor, you know.
He actually texts me that every night.
Jonathan Schultz says, I can't wait for the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think Super Crazy Movie Geek just did that to trigger me.
Probably.
Jonathan Schultz said, I can't wait for the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 soundtrack. Peter has a Zune now, which is hilarious, laugh out loud. I need my 90s and 2000s alt rock.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of music he gets into on the Zune.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be.
Zune were great, man. And the Zune HD, baby? Come on.
The Zune HD, baby.
Well, now that you know,
That's
now
that.
that they can go back to Earth at will, somebody's got to like update his. When's he going to get his Spotify account?
I'm so excited for Kevin Bacon to keep gifting him CDs.
We
like, "This is
learned
my latest album.
We learned in the Christmas special that you can get signals from 400 million light years away, so
Yeah.
they theoretically can hook up to the internet. Mm-hmm. Why not?
He and Kevin Bacon are going to be FaceTiming.
I can't wait.
Unless they have Spectrum, then it'll probably go out.
Then it will, yeah.
Yeah. Every day at a specific time.
Yep.
Kurt says, I watched the trailer
Shout out.
for Holly and the Hot Chocolate, and it looks just as good bad as the Hallmark Channel movies.
Sweet.
Apparently, in true QVC fashion, you can buy the hot chocolate from the movie.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll get right on that.
You've piqued my interest, Kurt.
Wow.
I can buy something and then watch it in the film. Ooh. Actually, that's like, I feel like that's the next weekend Taylor and I are going to spend together. It's like, we got our hot chocolate and now we're going to watch Holly.
Wow.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Alex sends in a super chat and says, regarding sour candy, I completely agree. Flew out from Detroit to see Gaga for the 8th time at Dodger Stadium this year. And as a 90s kid, I can't wait to see Gaga kill it as Harley. I can't wait to see Gaga kill it as Harley either. What?
What? I'm not super
It's like Maverick's
excited.
fine.
Oh, no.
It's fine. No, I'm not like super stoked about this sequel. I think it sounds like a potentially interesting concept that I'm very concerned about how it's going to be executed
Wait,
in a
but
way
Chris,
that.
Super stoked on Gaga, though, right?
Oh, I love Gaga.
Okay, good.
I love Gaga.
Okay, we're
I think
good.
she's wonderful. I mean, the Joker sequel is the one that I'm just. I mean, I think this sounds like a fun concept if done well. but also it feels weird saying fun about a movie that is very focused on mental illness. I just hope it's executed in a way that is done, beautifully cinematography wise. I hope it's a great story. I hope it's great acting. And I hope that it also is, respectful when it needs to be.
Well, okay.
All right.
All right. I can see that. That's a good point. I still think it's going to kick ass.
Well, that's great. I'm excited for you.
Sadhu says, I've seen Hill House and Midnight Mass 3 times each. They're phenomenal. If his series on Amazon's if his series are on Amazon weekly, it'll be water cooler TV. Chris, you look like Marion Ravenwood from Indy.
Oh, that's nice. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That was a very nice compliment. Thank you.
That very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Do you
hey,
concur?
I concur.
Okay.
I like Marion Ravenwood.
Good.
Jermaine King says 7 of 9. I can't think of anything better than ending the week with the BBC crew. Love you all.
Aww.
And now we of course have we have Batman Beyond over. Well, there he is in the edge of the frame.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Right there
such
he
a
is
good
right
hot
there.
toy.
There's
Like
my
he's
Batman
flying.
Beyond hot toy figure.
He's beautiful.
And we're all getting matching Batman Beyond tramp stamps after the show.
It's true.
You guys haven't gotten yours yet?
Oh wow.
I was only joking about that idea. I didn't know you guys went and did it.
Shit, y'all.
Mine says I'd hit that. Pow. Al Renshaw sends in a Al Renshaw says, can't wait for Mando season 3 as Andor and Boba disappointed. What?
Andor disappointed you, bud?
How do you put Boba and Andor in the same sentence?
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Put
I
Boba
mean,
and Obi-Wan, but
yeah.
hey,
If it didn't
entitled
do
to
it
that.
for you, that's fine. But interesting, especially because I feel like those were executed in very different ways.
They were.
Okay. Hopefully, Mando's better for you.
James Saunders said, Batman Beyond team unite.
Woot, woot.
While John's away, do you think Amazon's buying of the DC animated stuff moves the needle for new Batman Beyond material? Look, I could definitely see a new Batman Beyond series coming out of that. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen, but I could see that. Also, I think the possibility does exist for a Batman Beyond movie.
I super do.
I do. I mean, beyond an animated film.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's ripe for live action. I think
I
it'd
do
be really,
too.
really rad. It's Blade Runner with Batman.
Yeah. And plus that new comic series is incredible.
It's so good.
It's so good. That's what they should adapt. So, well, hopefully they will.
I agree.
Frank Saunders says, have you noticed the Guardians logo color reflects who died in each volume? Oh,
What?
I didn't know that.
Frank,
Whoa, what are you
what?
talking about?
Okay, I'm going to have to check that out.
Wow.
yeah, I'm kind of looking. I'm not quite sure what he mean. Like the color of the title itself.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
it
like
was
the
where
logo.
3 is. Maybe with the
I don't know.
the
Have to
one
look
that was
into
in
that.
the trailer.
I'd have to look at 2 and 1.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting theory. We'll have to look into that, Frank. We'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
CJ Rebirth says Groot's voice in the trailer gave me chills because it sounds now exactly like how the first Groot sounded back in Guardians 1. That's interesting.
Yeah.
He's all grown up.
He's all
He's
grows
all
up.
grown up.
He's all grows up now.
He's got to get taller though. So right now he looks like a little stout, but
He's swole,
He was
but he's
way-
swole. Yeah, but
he
he's
was way
swole.
taller in the
Swole
first
Swole
one.
Groot.
Yeah, he's stocky Groot.
He'll get taller.
Yeah.
Let me move down a little bit. There you go.
Marie Seafring says, if Star-Lord dies, do you think Adam Warlock will lead a reconstituted Guardians going forward? Thanks. That's a great idea. It again, it depends how Adam Warlock is treated in the series, but in
Exactly.
the movie. But I could see that.
That could happen. Well, and because the Guardians have been different people throughout the comic history, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could get Angela in there in the mix doing
Right.
things too. All kinds of stuff. Cosmo could be featured more prominently.
Yeah.
So anyone could be part of the Guardians, and Adam Warlock leading them could make a lot of sense, especially given how powerful he is.
Yep, I could definitely see that. And maybe that's the way James Gunn leaves it. He leaves. James has left the building, but here's a new team.
Yeah.
Could see that. Blatino Boy says, so I'm not a film director, but picture this. Older Lara Croft, Nathan Drake, and Indiana Jones all fighting a race against time to find a multiversal artifact that can save one of their universes.
I'd play the shit out of that game.
It sounds well. You've got first of all, you've got Lara Croft as Paramount, or I don't know what the new one was. Nathan Drake is Sony, and Indiana Jones is Lucasfilm Disney.
Yeah.
So I would see that more as an IDW comic than I would as a movie.
Yeah.
Because the rights would be, but if it's well written, why not?
Could be fun.
Could be fun. I like it. Suthia says the way Rocket says Pete in the trailer, right there, it tells you everything about where they are in their relationship as a close-knit family. I love that he said Pete.
Yeah.
Because he always says Quill.
Exactly.
Pete. It's like when Spock would say Jim. Be like, oh, this is serious.
It's really leveling with him.
Don't you dare kill.
Please don't.
Jim.
Please don't.
I can't help you.
Jim. That's how he says Jim when he's.
Nerd on Film says, I'll give Indy a shot, but there was an awful lot of bad CGI head replacement on a much younger stunt double. Thanks for the great show, crew. Well,
Yeah, that was kind of my that looks a little funky.
yeah, I
Something
mean, I
hinky's
think
going on there.
we're gonna have to wait and see. And as we know, the movie's, it's still got 6 months. Well, yeah, it's June 30th, so
Yeah.
7 months. Really, it's the
Exactly.
beginning of December.
They're still going to be polishing up all these effects
Yeah.
and everything. So.
There's a lot of work to do. David Gonzalez says, since COVID started, I can't think of a film coming out with more potential or escapism or a sense of wonder than Avatar 2. I think that it could get to 2 billion, and Weekly Hero is dope.
Yeah, it is, bud.
I'm glad you like the Weekly Hero. Write in and tell us how much you like the Weekly Hero. Write
Yeah.
John, too.
Exactly.
Send. I don't know where to send John's email,
I
or
don't know.
just send it
Spam
somewhere.
the heck out of him. Tell
Yeah.
him how great we are.
Yeah, tell him
So
how
we
great
can
we
keep
are.
doing our show.
Yeah. Write, subscribe, share clips.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I love your point, too, about the kind of escapism of Avatar. I think that's wonderful, especially the lens that we all collectively, globally share now after being, sequestered in our homes for so long.
I agree. I mean, with that kind of a sense of wonder, and if it's as transporting as the trailers look, I think people are going to go, I just want to, it looks so immersive like the first one did.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Excited.
I'm really excited. By the way, it's 14 days away. Avatar
gosh,
2
yeah.
opens 2 weeks from today.
Did you already buy tickets?
Yes.
I know Taylor did, too. I need to do that. I'm so bad
I got
about
to call my
planning
friend
things in
Dave
advance.
Hargrove. I've owed him phone calls for like 2 weeks. I got to call him. We got to go see it together.
Aw, that'll be fun.
Yes. Dave, you and I, buddy. Chinese, we're going. Angel Silva says, high evolutionary and animal people brought me back to a Spider-Man Unlimited cartoon. Not a great show, but I loved it as a kid.
Oh, yeah. That was not a great show.
No.
And certainly when you revisit it, you're like, oof, what is this? But man, I have higher hopes for this, though. I think the high
I
evolutionary
do
in
too.
this,
I think the
is
high
great.
evolutionary is going to kick ass.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the high evolutionary.
Well, and that actor too on Peacemaker, there we go.
Right.
Was so good.
Yeah.
So great.
Yep. Yes, he was. Big Polish guy says, what are your thoughts on Black Panther's Letitia Wright and Hollywood Reporter's Scott Feinberg controversy and Feinberg deactivating his social media accounts because of the controversy? I'm not aware of
the
this.
controversy.
I don't know what the controversy is.
I mean, I'll look it up while we're moving along.
I just want to know,
but-
Big Polish guy, do you watch Krzysztof Kieslowski's movies? Because he did say he's Polish. He's one of my favorite Polish filmmakers. And if you haven't, and everybody should watch Kieslowski's The Decalogue, where he made 10 films, shorter films, each about one of the 10 commandments. It's an incredible, if you guys want to watch something bingeable, I think it's probably on the Criterion channel, The Decalogue by Krzysztof Kieslowski. Read that, check that out. Or watch the Three Colors trilogy, which is coming out in 4K soon from Criterion.
Oh, it's something about an article regarding her vaccination status and all of this stuff. I mean, that's not really the kind of stuff we cover.
Yeah, we don't cover
usually.
that kind of stuff, but,
Yeah.
people getting into beefs on social media, it happens. Life Mastery Mindset says, my theory about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer, where Peter is screaming, I'm wondering if they're going to kill off his newfound sister. I don't know. They might kill off somebody.
Oh, Mantis is. I don't want any of them.
You
to
can't
die.
kill Mantis.
She's so cute.
Yeah, can't kill her.
Not after that Christmas special.
No.
I mean, maybe that's exactly what you do though, because now we all really love her.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy is not the heaviest of all the trilogies that Marvel's done.
Yeah.
I don't think we would want to. I don't know if I
They
don't.
could just disband.
Yeah,
People
it
go
bummed me
their
out.
separate
I don't want the
ways.
Guardians to die. They're too much
Yeah.
fun.
I love them all.
I did too. We'll see. Raziel Prime says, "Hi, crew. The Earth-like planet that the Guardians land on is the MCU version of Counter Earth that was created by the High Evolutionary in the comics for all his creations." Oh, that would be so dope.
Ooh,
Oh, that
I
makes
love
sense.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Counter Earth. I love it.
Very cool.
That's very cool. And leave it to James Gunn to give us that kind of a deep cut. That's why he is James Gunn, and that's why we love him so. Brian 1 Al Singleton. Wookie Nookie, bring on the filthy Sith. Well, all I can tell you is watch Star Wars XXX and you'll get some Wookie Nookie. Uh-oh. It's out there.
Golly.
There you go.
I mean, there's something for everyone on the internet.
There really is.
Do you?
I've heard. I've heard that there is.
You've heard?
I've heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
There are things on the internet.
I found everything that there is for everyone.
Yes. That's what I've heard. What's next? Johnny Weiner says, I may have come out strong about Batman Beyond. What I meant, I find it odd that the same person that stumbles into Wayne Manor is the same person whose gene got switched, and that episode is from Justice League Unlimited, not Batman Beyond. Oh, well, there you go. We were talking about Terry McGinnis. Yeah, that's
fine.
So it's not canonical to Batman Beyond? No, but it's all part of the same
but
thing.
I like it that way. I like that story.
Yeah.
And obviously, we also came on very strong. And by we, I mean I, when I was like, no, this is wonderful. It's all subjective.
It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Except it's not really.
Unless it's Rob's opinion.
Michael Getz. Any news on the Ghostbusters sequel that is slated to come out the end of 2023? Has it started filming and will it make its release date? I haven't heard anything
I
about
haven't
it.
heard a thing. And I really enjoyed the latest Ghostbusters. I thought it was a lovely tribute.
I agree.
Really well done. So hopefully they're moving around on it.
Yeah. Anyone?
The only news I saw was
Bueller?
that Egon's daughter, like she confirmed she's in it, but we kind of knew that. So I mean,
I found an article from MovieWeb. It was published
her
on
granddaughter.
November 5th. It has a quote from, Ernie Hudson saying that he's read a version of the script and that he's pretty sure that they're committed to doing another Ghostbusters and that he's very happy with the script, but also that it's pretty early on. Jason has been incredible and I really love and appreciate him. I'm so thankful to be able to work with him, so I'm excited, but I haven't and never assume anything. So basically, not really an update.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not that confident.
Yeah.
But, all right.
So some things are happening, but maybe, but possibly, but who knows?
Yeah.
Hollywood.
South Texas shark. Are there sharks in South Texas? Like off the
maybe.
coast?
Possibly.
Okay. Guardians trailer makes me want to replay the game. That game, did you play that game?
It was beautiful.
It's great. That game is great.
That game's super
I
fun.
have that. I bought that. I have a physical copy of that game.
We do too.
It's great.
I love the huddle. I
It's-
think the huddle is the best part of
it's-
just like how you have to motivate your team.
Yep, it's great. I love Guardians. I'll play that game. That's another game. I should play that game over
It's
the
a real good one.
the holiday.
Yeah. Logan finished it and then we immediately started playing it again.
Wow.
Love it.
It's great.
Such a good one.
Fernando Rodriguez says, I couldn't help but have my heart skip a beat and awe when I heard the indie theme in the trailer. I found it funny, that quick glimpse that looked like the Millennium Falcon flying through space. Can't wait. Yeah. I mean, I just like Jonathan, when you see the Millennium Falcon, to me, it's like, I get it. It just seemed a little heavy-handed. Was it heavy-handed?
Well, you didn't see
Jonathan?
the Millennium Falcon,
Well,
but
no.
it just,
It's redolent of the yes.
Yeah.
And it was one, and it's one scene. It's one clip from a scene, which within the parameter of the entire scene will be like, well, that doesn't look like that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they clearly put it in the trailer to make us go,
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Look at that.
could be underwater. It's traveling through time. You know it is. It's got to scooch it down.
Scoochies. Here we go.
Yo Mama's Llama says the Batman Beyond crew definitely needs to be renamed to the Deadpool crew in honor of the mayhem and dick jokes that ensue. Love it. Keep them coming.
As in hence.
Hey, man, that's what he wrote.
I know. I was saying coming as in hence.
That's right.
henceforth.
I love Yo Mama's Llama.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we are a crass crew, but I don't know if Deadpool crew rings true for us.
Not that bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yes. I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make.
Okay.
I'm just not gonna say it
Yay.
because that would defeat what I was trying to say. Gabrielle says the Travelers finale was insane sci-fi. It was. I mean, that's why I was really bummed. I wanted to know how they were going to give us a season 4, but we never got it. So, and I can't say what it is. If you haven't watched Travelers, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It's really interesting. And I really like the story and the characters, and the way they dealt with time travel was fascinating.
I'll have to watch that one.
It's good.
Excited.
It's good, but it's never like it's not like Red Wedding. Oh my God! It's just more of a constant, really interesting, absorbing show.
That's
But
more my speed.
Yeah, it doesn't have those high highs and low lows, but it moves along in a very engrossing in an engrossing way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's good. Dumbrodor says, Rob, I'm still waiting for a 4K HDR rendition of the best film ever, 12 Angry Men from 1957. I want to add this to my physical media collection so bad. Dumbrodor, I love 12 Angry Men. Criterion put a great disc out, but it's only on Blu-ray. I just watched last night. I was sampling my recent Blu-ray purchases. I was watching Casablanca. For those of you who don't know, Casablanca is a very fine film. And if you have not seen it, it's great. And man, does that look good on 4K.
It's in my top 3.
I was going to say, that might be one of the ones that Logan hasn't seen. Because he was talking about how he hasn't seen Gone with the Wind, and I think Casablanca might be the other one. So
Have you seen Casablanca?
Oh, yeah. I own that one.
If you guys haven't seen Casablanca, oh my God. You know what I always am struck by when I watch it? I've seen Casablanca 100 times. But every time I watch it, I'm struck by the fact how the pitter-patter of the dialogue, I mean, it's not only is it brilliantly written, but it's really well edited. The way that there's a lot of, if you want to learn how to shoot or have great conversations in movies, even today, you screenwriters, I know it's probably a crazy thing to talk about because I know you've already heard it from Sid Field 100 million times, but man, there's a lot to learn from that movie.
It is.
Even now.
Logan just updated me. It is Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, and The Godfather.
Well, you guys should come to my house during
I was
Christmas.
going to say, I'm going to invite
Sit in our
myself over
media
so we
room.
can have all the cool sound.
Yeah.
and-
Although those movies aren't exactly
But
their sound design, you
it'll
should come
still be
over.
cinematic.
Yes, you should come over and watch them.
We'll bring you homemade schnapps.
Well, that done.
Yeah.
Just we'll sit there all day. We'll sit there all day and do it.
That'd be fun.
I remember the day you wore blue, the Germans wore gray. Read.
This is a good
It
one.
was an awkward silence. I just was going to say something so you can move on.
No. Jai CSC. Why you keep camera on me? Jai CSC. Jai CSC says, who would you rather be visited by, Clarence Oddbody or the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future? Who's Clarence Oddbody?
That's the ghost from. Isn't that the angel in A Wonderful, Life?
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, future. Oh. Yeah,
It
I'm not
is.
sure.
It depends. Is Ghost of Christmas Present Will Ferrell or the lovely Muppet from Christmas Carol? Like,
No,
if
but
it's one of those, then I'm going with Christmas Present because
The
we just
thing
go see
is-
my friends and eat food.
The thing is, what I like is I like the depiction of Clarence Oddbody. You see him in heaven in It's a Wonderful Life. And I like the depiction of heaven. You know, I like how they like debate and discuss things there. So I think I think that you'd have more leeway with Clarence Oddbody.
That's fair.
You know, a little bit more like you could. Whereas the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future are a little uncompromising.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
I mean, the future shows you in your grave, right? So that's not what I'm going to pick.
No.
no. And you get to bro down with Clarence.
Yeah.
He's an angel. How much is he going to bro down? Well,
But he is.
go
I mean,
to a
that guy.
bar.
He's got. Yeah. I'm telling you, he is. He's the kind of guy. The ghosts scare me. Angels are different than ghosts.
and that they're both not real? Like what?
Angels have like a hierarchy. They talk to
Okay.
other angels. Like you could plea your case. You can't plea your case to ghosts.
That's true. That little Christmas past one's a little bitch.
Yeah,
These are the shadows of the things that have been.
I'm telling you, it's better. I have It's a Wonderful Life in 4K.
That makes sense.
Just saying. Kelly Rhodes says, speaking of Seth MacFarlane, is it just me or does Taylor look like the love child of Seth MacFarlane and Zachary Quinto? I love you guys.
Ooh, that's an interesting
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a sweet one.
That's
Both
a good
of them
one.
are very attractive.
Because you kind of have, they're both attractive guys, but you kind of have that big smile that Seth MacFarlane has. That's good.
It's all real. Can I tell you guys something really funny? Too late. Before Jonathan says no, it's too late. I've already started. So, oh my God, my hair. What the hell? Okay, so.
Was that it? All right, so moving on.
The other day I was at Disneyland buying that Muppet poster that I showed you the picture of, right? Okay. And the girl at the counter, she was like, I feel like maybe I already told the story. Who knows? Anyways,
I think you did.
she was like, you look like someone. And I was like, oh. And I knew who she was going to say. She was going to say Dan
Levy
or Levy, however you want to say it, right?
Or Levy.
And,
Yeah, it's Levy.
And she's like, I can't think of his name. He's, from that show. And I was like, oh, I know who you're talking about. I get it all the time. And she was like, yeah, what's his name? And I was like, Shrek. And she started laughing so hard she started crying. That's my story.
That's a good one.
I hope you all enjoyed it.
I like it.
That's it.
I enjoyed it.
That's all I have.
Good job, Taylor.
And
a good
now
story.
they're married.
And now they're married.
She was a girl.
You married a girl?
How could we
When I'm right
possibly,
here?
How could we possibly read the rest of the super chats on such a great story?
I know,
We ended on that.
we can just end there.
The Swifties says Indy 5 now comes out a week after Flash. Another release date push for Flash, or will they just drop it on HBO Max?
Or will they just drop it?
The Flash is coming out in theaters. It is.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to push it.
All right.
Summer movie season's rough, but hey, they're not going to push it.
I love your optimism.
I'm
It's so
always
cute.
optimistic,
It's a great little feature about you.
but I'm not optimistic about Discovery season 5.
No, you're not.
Anyway, don't want to get in there. The Lord Biswa says, I laugh out loud when Drax domed the little girl. That was pretty funny.
It was a nice moment.
It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I laughed a lot at
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's mean. She was so cute, too. Jacory Robertson said, Creus, I remember you doing reviews.
Creus. Is that the way he wrote it, too?
I remember you doing reviews
That was a
of
joke.
Big Mouth with Whitney Van Lanningham. What did you think of the newest season?
I actually haven't finished the newest season of Big Mouth. I started watching it with my friend Peter, and then we got sidetracked and went to a bar instead. But it was fun. I enjoyed the original seasons of Big Mouth. I used to like doing videos myself on those. It's a great show. It's real fun. I need to catch up though.
Awesome.
All right. Maurice Seifring comes back and says, just a side note, I finally got around to watching The Terminal List on Amazon Prime. I'm used to seeing Chris Pratt as funny or sad, but he's really good at rugged as well. I watched The Terminal List. I like The Terminal List. I thought he was good in it.
I didn't watch it.
He's a versatile actor. I mean, here's the thing. I would like to see, I look at actors like Ryan Reynolds and Chris Pratt who utilize humor a lot in their performances. I like when they're reined in again and they get to do a little bit more. And I thought in The Terminal List, Chris Pratt, he was still Chris Pratt, but he was really good in it. I believed him. Just like I really liked him in Moneyball. I thought he was really good in Moneyball, too. Just a thought. Bruce Chutback says, hey, crew, do you own any old movie promotional items? Also, Rob, did Free Enterprise have any promotional merch? Well, first of all, do you guys own any old movie promotional items?
I don't anymore.
I mean, other than movie
No.
posters, I have a lot of movie posters.
Yeah, but not necessarily original from that time. But no, you do. Rob, you have that Winds of War, which was a full straight up.
that's
promotional.
right. Okay, so yeah, I mean that was the Winds of War. Well, that's again a poster, but that was
But
sent
it's
out.
promotional material.
It was promotional material. I mean, I do have a lot of movie, I have a lot of movie programs and things that were given out at the time. And with Free Enterprise, we actually did something really interesting. We made 4 collectible trading cards of the characters, and we gave out the cards free at conventions and things to promote the movie when it came out. But the Shatner card, you could only get in the soundtrack CD. So if you bought the soundtrack CD, which by the way, I produced that record along with Spring Aspers, our music supervisor. Very proud of that CD. If you want to hear a great late 90s sort of alt with 80s flavor, the Free Enterprise CD is pretty great. And if you can find the first version of it, it comes with the Shatner trading card. And over the years, I haven't received this request But over the years, people have written to me and asked if I could get them a Shatner trading card. And I gave out all the ones I have. I have one left.
What was his character's name? Or was he playing himself? He played himself in the movie,
Yeah,
right?
he basically played a version of himself. And then also, for the home video release of Free Enterprise, the Anchor Bay made these plastic martini glasses that had light up flutes. And I have a few. I have a lot of those actually, and they're pretty cool.
Nice.
So there you go.
Very cool.
Yeah. CJ Rebirth says, I myself don't get the hate on Tim Burton's Alice and Chocolate Factory movies. I love them more than the OGs, and the latter feels more closer to Roald Dahl's book.
I agree with it. They seem like more faithful adaptations. I think people too, though, for Chocolate Factory, they were so used to the Gene Wilder one,
Right.
that it was just kind of what is this, and why do we have a dentist, and what's happening?
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that Willy Wonka was kind of a crazy person with dad issues. I liked him more as the Machiavellian guy that put the kids, because I thought that's more, the Machiavellian guy is way more from the books. You know, he's letting the kids hang themselves. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Well, and also I don't really want to know Willy Wonka's backstory.
I don't either. But I do want to see, where is Willy Wonka and where's Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator?
Oh gosh, that'd be fun.
I want to see the Knids.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that Grandpa Joe is an asshole, though? Yeah, doesn't he just pretend like he can't do anything, and he makes everyone eat cabbage, and then as
You
soon
read
as
too
there's-
many memes.
No, as soon as there's a golden ticket, he's like, "Oh look, I don't have to lay in the bed with
It
all the aunts and
motivates
uncles
him.
anymore."
It gives him the motivation
Yeah,
to get out of
motivation.
bed.
No, I think he's faking it.
That's magic.
I think he's the true villain of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, just like Obi-Wan
Cancel
Kenobi's
Grandpa
the true
Joe.
villain of the Star
Cancel
Wars
Grandpa
saga.
Joe.
No, Grandpa Joe. You can't say that. Ryan Gerger says, would you rather watch Hawkeye again or the Santa Clauses for
Hawkeye.
Christmas?
Hawkeye.
Okay.
Me
I don't
too.
hate it as much as like John has hate for it.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that her character was so bumbling, and then it's fine to bumble, but then you have to learn from that. And she just kind of kept making the same mistakes. And then there were scenes where he'd be like, don't do this. Don't say anything. Be quiet. Like, don't give yourself up. She's like, you're stupid. I'm going to give myself up. And then she's in trouble again. But then learn nothing from it. And that
Yeah.
was just annoying me. It was frustrating.
Same.
It's true. Bobby Bear says, hi, John Campea crew. Any tea on whether we're getting an Alita 2 movie? I've heard rumors that it's a possibility. I liked Alita.
I thought it was all right.
I thought it was good. You know, a lot of the ideas had been used in other movies because it took so long for Battle Angel to get made.
Yeah.
But I still liked it.
I thought it was visually really cool.
Yeah, I'd watch another one.
Yeah.
And they made they made a hot toy from it.
It didn't do too well though, right?
It didn't do badly, but I
Okay.
think they wanted it to do much better.
That's fair. It's an expensive movie.
Yeah, expensive movie. Michael Francis says, as a movie and TV show, as a movie and TV show fan, I guess, I love a wide variety of media, but as a parent, I have to say I'm obsessed with Bluey.
Yeah.
I knew they were gonna say that.
What are y'all's favorite kids television shows?
Well, do you want
It
to talk
is
about
Bluey.
Bluey, Ray?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's probably the best show for kids and the parents right now. Like, there's a lot of lessons in those 7-minute episodes that people could actually get a lot out of. I mean, some of those episodes, they hit you at the end. You're like, all of a sudden you're tearing up. You're like, oh my God, I just learned something from these talking dogs.
Oh, I mean, I watch a lot of cartoons. I really like Owl House. I like Amphibia. I'm a huge DuckTales fan. The reboot. Thought they did a great job.
Look, man, if I had kids, I'd make them watch Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock was great.
We'd sing all the songs. And button or conjunction junction, what's your function? Love that. But that was from 40, 50 years ago. So what do I know?
Interjections show excitement or emotion.
Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. Come on, Schoolhouse Rock. I have those on disc.
Whoa.
I know, right? Crazy. Special delivery show says, Rob, I want to say thank you for acknowledging Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. It was a great show. Please be a guest on my podcast. Okay, I'll be a guest on your podcast. Captain Power.
deal.
Just
I used
send
to
me
work
shit
for
first, though.
one of the guys who created Captain Power, and my compatriot, Roger Lay Jr., who just finished, he's been producing movies for Amazon, but we did the Star Trek documentaries together, was going to do a Captain Power reboot series called Phoenix Rising. and he had Judith and Garfield Reeve Stevens doing it, and the pilot script was awesome. And the design work was awesome. It should happen. Captain Power was Michael Straczynski, pre-Babylon 5, worked on it. It's a really cool science fiction show in its own right. But what people remember it for is you could interact. You could buy the toys from Captain Power, and they would interact with the episodes while you watched them.
That's brilliant.
It was awesome.
Oh.
It was really cool. So for those of you who don't know Captain Power, sometimes I wear a Captain Power logo shirt that people wonder if it's a Sky Marshal shirt from Starship Troopers or something, but no, it's Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. Yes, I'll be on your podcast.
Aw.
Why not?
Never
Let's
joined
talk
my
Captain
podcast.
Gabriel says, Rob, Equalizer 2 is a fun watch. Okay, I was talking on the show about how I've been watching a lot of Equalizer clips from the Equalizer 1 and 2, and people are always dissing on Equalizer 2, which Pedro Pascal is in, leader of the villains. It's good, and Equalizer 2 is good. And I've got to get them on 4K. You're right. We concur. Gabriel goes on to say that
Just trying to
it's
trigger
sad.
us.
It's sad that Rocket will be brutally murdered.
Just trying to trigger us.
He won't. He'll survive. He's a
Ray is
fighter.
not taking that bait.
Ray's in his happy place.
James Saunders says, do you think if Rob's multiverse theory is correct, do you think Secret Wars will reset everything that's happened post Endgame? I don't know if it's going to reset it,
Yeah.
but I think that, and I don't necessarily know if it's entirely true, but I think Secret Wars is going to do something to the Marvel universe. And if you think about it, you're going to be almost 20 years in after Secret Wars
That's
is
true,
over. It's 25,
yeah.
26 now or something. So you'll be 18 years into the MCU. I mean, it would be that kind of event, comic book wise, resets everything. Something it could.
I don't think it'll be a full. It won't
Not
be a hard reset.
No, it won't be a hard reset. They'll do something.
It's a
but
soft reset.
yes,
Yeah.
soft. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. What about you guys? Any thoughts?
Blue
Yeah.
Yeti.
Okay. Rob McDonald says, no one is talking about Nebula. I could see her sacrificing herself for her new and possibly only true family she's ever had. Here's the thing about Nebula. I love her, first of all.
Yes.
I love Nebula. I think Nebula deserves to not sacrifice herself. She deserves to live. She needs to find happiness. I want her to find happiness. I want her to find true love. Because I love her. I'd totally date Nebula. I want her to find true love. I don't want her to die. I don't want her to have to sacrifice herself. And I want, more than anything, I want Nebula to smile. That's what I want. I want all the best from Nebula.
Oh my God, all the Nebulas of the world just fell in love with Rob.
That
telling you.
little trash panda's the one to make her smile.
Yes,
They're bros.
they are bros, but I want her to find love too.
That's true.
What is love?
Don't hurt me. Michael Francis says, Chris,
Yes.
can I get your
Sorry.
Chris.
Chris, can I get your review of Tales of the Jedi? I thought it was the most amazing piece of Star Wars animation I've ever seen.
Ooh, okay. I think narratively, Tales of the Jedi is wonderful. I think it's very, very cool. In terms of the actual animation style, I think a lot of the things we did in Visions was much more interesting, much more visually appealing to my sensibilities personally. But from a narrative standpoint, I really, really like what they did here, and I would like to see more of that kind of work within the Star Wars universe. But if you haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely should. Wonderful, wonderful storytelling.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
All right. Sorry, I was getting a
weren't paying
text. I'm
attention
like,
at all.
I wasn't. Okay. Gabriel says statistically, one of you are a Skrull.
Not me. Not it.
The first one to say they're not a Skrull is obviously
But the
a
real
Skrull.
Taylor hates Grandpa Joe. That's how you know. A Skrull wouldn't
A
even
Skrull
know
would have
what
been
that
like,
is.
no, Grandpa Joe's great.
Or
He
a good
wouldn't have
Skrull
had
would
that.
know that's what you'd say.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Just don't get the pimple.
Busted, you're the scroll.
You know, the paranoia, there's a great Deep Space Nine 2-part episode called Homefront and Paradise Lost. And they talk about how there's just a few, less than 6 changelings, shapeshifters on the planet Earth that send the entire Federation into a tizzy. So how many scrolls does it really take?
To screw in a light bulb.
Oh.
Oh man.
Who do you all think would be the scroll of the Campea crew?
Ray, he's been awfully quiet.
How many scrolls does it take to turn to
Screw in a light bulb?
screw in a light bulb?
69, but there's no way I can be a scroll because I'm already a lizard person.
Well,
That's
okay.
true.
Well, all I can tell you is that I am very much looking forward to Secret Invasion. I thought the scripts were great.
Yeah.
Great. Just saying.
I'm excited. I want to read it.
And I can't speak to whether one of us is a Skrull or not, because one of us is a Skrull, and to be honest, Marvel has told us we cannot reveal that until a release date for Secret Invasion is announced.
Yeah.
Then we can tell you which one of us is a Skrull. Mr. 47 sends in a super chat, and Fredo Valcoz sends in a super chat.
And that's it?
That's all.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, great. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you because we can't do this show without you and all your support and all your amazing questions. So thank you so much for letting us just pontificate with y'all for a while. I want to thank everyone in the room. Oh, but before I do that, I want to remind all of you to come back for our open mic later this afternoon. That's going to be happening at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hit that bell so you know when we're online. It'll be great fun. And of course, joining me on that will be Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. Rob, can you tell people where they can find you?
Well, let me know. You can find me on Instagram. I was going to say something. I'm not going to say it. RM Burnett on Instagram, Burnett RM on Twitter, or find me on my own YouTube channel, The Burnett Work.
Ray, do you want people to find you?
You know where you could say those things, right, Rob? On open mic.
That's right. That's why you should come
So
back.
save it. So
I
save
will
it.
save it.
So Ray or with a 0. Everyone have a good weekend. Be safe.
Aw. Jonathan, where can everyone find you?
Sitting next to the scroll.
Oh no.
Taylor, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, Canceling Grandpa Joe at 50 Shades of Tay. The YouTube channel that I use in the live chat is actually the one that I upload to. So if you would follow me there, I would really appreciate it.
Yay.
Exactly what a scroll would say.
Great.
Exactly. Textbook scrolling
Yeah.
over there. Oh my goodness. I am Chris Carr, the least likely to be a scroll, obviously. You can find me at actor Chris Carr on both Twitter and Instagram, or you can follow my voiceover studio, Speak Friends Studio, on Instagram or our website if you would like to talk about voiceover. If you do want to book an appointment with us, though, guys, we are running into this issue. Please don't DM me or the studio. Just go through the website. It's so much easier, and then that way we make sure you get taken care of. Cool. Well, on behalf of everyone here, including John Campea, who's off in Vegas, thank you so much for being here. We hope you have an excellent weekend. Stay safe out there. And until next time, bye, y'all.